Oh, breaking news from KCAL 9 right now. You're looking at live pictures of pursuit going on. Let's go up to our Stu Mundell. He's overhead in Sky 9. And Stu, we just heard you groaning about something out there.
Well, he got very, very close to some parked cars right there. This is a suspect, an armed, possibly armed suspect. Now, this is an LAPD pursuit, but we're getting way into the Alhambra area. Going to be in San Marino very soon. Take a look at this guy taking all kinds of chances out here. We're on Huntington Drive, high speeds. Apparently a man with a gun. Now, just before we went live, moments before we went live, actually, the car was stuck in traffic. Basically at at Garfield, at Huntington Drive. Somebody got out of the car, jumped out of the passenger seat, put his hands up. Officers took the person into custody, but this car continued on. The driver of this car possibly wanted for having a weapon. Not sure exactly what led up to all of this, but they are talking to. Look at this. Look at these moves this guy's making right here. Come on! Right there, that could have taken it out. That could have, look at, still going. This car's still going. That guy making a left turn right there. We're going to get you that intersection shortly. But this is that was San Marino. I believe that was San Marino was that intersection. But take a look at that. He hit one vehicle and continuing on. A lot of smoke coming off the side of that car right now. Got to imagine that's probably from a tire on the passenger side of that vehicle. He's going to start losing a little bit of his abilities here to make those fast turns. If that tire goes flat, some more parts coming off the car here as he continues on. But look at these speeds. This guy not slowing down, and this is what the problem is. He's taking other people's lives and personal safety into consideration. He's coming northbound still. I believe we're on San Marino is the street. This car moving very, very quickly out here. And now, possibly partially disabled. LAPD in the air, 2 helicopters above, a couple of vehicles behind it. Whoa! A bicyclist! And
so
my God!
Too.
You know, it seems like he's coming to a stop here. I don't know if this is a regular, if he knows where this is. Looks like he's driving up to a home up here, jumping out. We're going to keep an eye on him. He's probably going to come out here on the other side. I'm doing that for my pilot. There he is, running through somebody's backyard. Guy looks like a teenager or teen with a hat and a gray, a gray hoodie.
All right, looks like we lost our signal from Sky 9 temporarily, but again, you are watching live coverage of this police pursuit. Let's go back to the coverage from Stu Mundell. We saw a suspect jump out of the vehicle and apparently wearing a hat, looked like a gray hoodie. Again, this is in the San Marino area. Seen on Huntington Drive. You can see the pictures here of when the vehicle stopped just a little while ago. Watch the passenger side of that vehicle. Somebody gets out, they stick their hands up, and that person was taken into custody by police. But look at the black car. The car continued on in the pursuit. You'll see a collision coming up as he's speeding through this intersection. And he's had at least one collision. Here we are, live pictures again, and you can see the suspect running. Stu, are you back with us?
Yes, we are, and you know what? This guy has got some stamina. In just the moments that we had lost our signal there, this guy's run probably a couple of blocks, major blocks out here, ran into an area. You can see LAPD, one of the cruisers right there, Montessori School out here. This person running underneath that awning right there. We were following him along, running through yards, down some residential areas. LAPD basically just getting here on scene, but this person possibly running into this building, obviously has got to be a little bit out of breath by now. What a sprint this guy made. They're trying to keep away from officers. LAPD with their vehicles basically just pulled up here. You can see it's a honey-baked bread, honey-baked store right there, and it seems like he ran right over here into this area right there. You got people coming out of the store right now, hands up. So he ran inside this honey-baked store. Dangerous, very dangerous if this person is armed. And you saw how desperate this person was, how desperate he was to get away. Going to make it extremely difficult for the officers. That's Pasadena PD right there. We're listening to 2 helicopters, 2 LAPD helicopters talking about this, coming to an end here in the Pasadena area. I'm going to give you a major street right now. He's basically right off of Sierra Madre at this Honey Baked Ham. That was the last location they saw him run into. We're going to keep the camera a little bit wider, see if he pops out the back. But of course, helicopters are over above LAPD talking. They're taking. I'm sorry about the pause. Just listening in, it sounds like they may be taking this person into custody right now inside the Honey Baked Ham, or this possibly the last place they saw him. But that information just coming to us right now. Pasadena PD first ones to get here at this part of this pursuit termination, as this suspect basically parked his car and then ran over to this location out here and into one of these stores. Looks like somebody else is coming out right now saying that they saw something, another witness. So this is going to get a little bit convoluted. The last place we saw him was right there in that area. Not sure if he ran into the Honey Baked Ham or possibly into another location. Somebody definitely talking to officers right now. Bizarre pursuit ending as this person runs for many, many blocks trying to keep officers at bay. But this is the last place or the last area where we saw that suspect along with LAPD.
Yeah, it certainly seems like they are focused on that building, and looks like they're going to try and make entry right here. Dangerous situation as they go by the windows, because if that suspect is inside, again, they believe that he might have a weapon.
They are still trying to, there he is. He
was
inside the Honey Baked Ham. There you go, that suspect being helped onto the ground right there, being held down and being taken into custody.
Unbelievable, and that's exactly where we saw him run in just moments ago, Stu.
Yes. Yes, they did, and you know, and you can see how quickly this is, and what a tough job all these officers out here have with information, misinformation, and you know, other people coming out pointing into different directions. It is a very, very hectic situation. These guys trained professionals, and you can see it really paying off this afternoon as they have this one person taken into custody right now after a long pursuit, injuring at least one civilian when he collided with them at the corner of Huntington and San Marino earlier on in that pursuit. But taking so many people's well-being into his hands this afternoon. Happily, this person now in custody.
Oh, such a scary situation. There were some high speeds through some really crowded streets there. All right, suspect in custody. It looks like LAPD will have a number of scenes, though. Of course, they'll be questioning him, taking him into custody and under arrest for a number of charges. Also, they've got the scene where that collision happened just a little while ago, and they have the scene where the vehicle was abandoned, and they have another person who jumped out of the vehicle when it stopped briefly. So LAPD, big investigation on their hands this afternoon, but the good news is the suspect's in custody.
All right, and you're looking at the suspect. The hoodie has now been lowered. We can see his face a little better there. He has a shaved head. He's now being put into the back of a patrol car there. He will be taken away. Now, if you just joined us a little while ago, this pursuit, Sandy, started about right around 2:30. Isn't that right?
Yes, and the suspect originally wanted apparently for pointing a gun at someone, a weapon, we know. And there were two people in the vehicle when it started. One bailed out, put his arms up in the air, and police took him into custody. And now you see the other person, the driver, is in custody. So right side of your screen right now is what happened earlier. Here's where the passenger got out of the vehicle, kind of just meanders over to the sidewalk and knows he's going to be taken into custody. And then you see the black car, the black Kia, continues on. Really dangerous high-speed collision right there with that white car. Again, somebody in that vehicle injured. We don't know the extent of those injuries, and the pursuit continues. And
as you saw there, blowing through stop signs, definitely a very dangerous situation. And here's where he foot-bailed, Sandy. Now, I wasn't here when this exactly happened, but was this a home, you think, or was this a business?
It looks like the driveway of the house, and then
he jumps the fence, yeah.
Yeah, and he just took off running. Stu said he covered a pretty good area in a short clip of time, and you could see the adrenaline. All right, we're going to have the very latest on this coming up on our KCAL 9 News at 4 o'clock, and we'll see you then.